obviously we talk to investors like on a daily basis up to all hours of the evening, where someone might be in America, they're texting at like 1 o'clock our time, and like as a real estate agent your phone is always on. But what do you think is like the most common question that you get asked as an advisor?
As an advisor, because I think there's two aspects here. There's the investors you deal with, and then there's either first-time home buyers or general repeat, buyers, people moving home. From the general public, it's what's going to happen with the market? When's the crash coming? Sorry, I have to say it like that because I've heard this since I've been here, actually. So every year, apparently, there's going to be a crash, and we're still waiting. And then obviously investors, it's a very different side because they're building portfolios. They've done their own research. They know what's happening, what's going on, and they're still buying here. So that is a good sign to all those other people that are asking if the market's going to crash. For investors, it's more, what new projects from your side have come up lately, because they might not be up to date over the last few weeks because projects are coming all the time. So it's just more of analysis. Oh, would you recommend something else? I've been looking at this. What area would you think is the next area up and coming? So it's that kind of advice as opposed to, is the market going to crash?
Yeah.
Yes, I think actually I see the same. Not the serial investors or not the investors that have dealt with real estate before. Is the market crash or the market correction, when is it coming? Is this a good time to enter? Because they all feel like it's not.
Mm.
So I would say that. And then, with investors, it's just keeping them up to date. I think they just like a little update every now and then on the new projects, on things that are happening in the country, especially if they're international. No, they like to be kept up to date with whatever the country is deciding to do, which makes real estate follow or will have impact on real estate.
Yeah, I think obviously I've been here for like 11 years. It's like similar to Kate, like you hear it every single day. I don't think I'll probably be in a day in Dubai where I haven't heard someone say about the market's crashing. Even in like 2021 when the market was flying and it was like, the market's going to crash. Well, it hasn't yet. And then you obviously have the people, I won't even give them the dignity of using their company's name about the report that they produced the other day about an oversupply in the market. Just a group of individuals that have a degree and have actually no idea about the Dubai real estate market because they've never worked in it, saying there's going to be an oversupply. And then when you dig into the oversupply that apparently is going to happen, there's, I think it was like 72,000 units that's supposed to hand over this year. 38,000 of them are not past 50% construction. So they're not coming this year. So like the question I always get asked, is there an oversupply? I just don't think there is. I don't think the speed that this country grows at and everything that they do to try and bring people here. And I'll touch on this later on because like I have like a real nuanced point about what they do to bring people here. I don't see the market flying as it has been, but certainly don't see the market coming down. I think we'll just have a gradual slowdown. Some people are saying corrections, but people are saying, in my experience, and you've been here 6 months, like not a huge amount of experience.
But this is just scare tactics, and there will always be this on social media or on the news, scaring people, don't buy. And for people that haven't bought before, it works because they don't know it's a risk. But everything in life is a risk. Crossing the road is a risk, But I just think, I've had clients in the past that have brought, and then they're like, I waited 7 years, and I'm like, can I ask why? And they said, I was just scared, and then I read the news, and then I saw this, and if I'd have brought when I thought, I'd be laughing. And I said, right. So it just goes to show, if you have the money, all investment is a risk. If you have the money, put it in. If the market crashed, don't sell it. Hold it. There's solutions around it, but people are just so nervous because of what they read and see. And actually, like you said, half the data is a load of nonsense.
Yeah, like the way that I viewed Dubai, and I learned this from a guy called Tej Lavani, who's on Dragon's Den in the UK.
I love
you ever watched Dragon's Den?
Oh,
Have you seen Dragon's Den?
I used to
Did you not get that in the Netherlands?
I didn't see it.
We need to just school you on these shows.
Honestly, it's
Yeah,
so
you guys
good.
know all these shows. I'm like, what are you on
was
about?
his name? Who are the ones on it?
There's like Tej Lavani, Peter Jones. Peter Jones is probably the most famous one.
No, who's the other one?
Tuka Salaman,
No,
Deborah Meaden.
no, oh no.
You remember all these names.
Is it Khan? What was his? No.
Oh, James Caan.
Yeah, oh my God, I love him.
James Caan has a company out here. He has a recruitment
He's so
business.
nice.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Tej Lavani basically was saying, like, someone asked him about the UK and why so many people are leaving the UK, which is like, it's a real problem at the minute for
for you
obviously
guys.
our whole country, and it's not great to see, but like a country is like, it's like a business, and Dubai runs itself like a business. And what Dubai does to acquire customers in terms of people moving here, so a visa is basically what they are selling. When they started the golden visas to the investor visas, come bring your money, bring your business to Dubai. That's not going to stop anytime soon.
No.
And they have so many avenues to acquire more customers. Like if they wanted to do first time buyer mortgages, if they wanted to, if they ever did it, it would be amazing if they gave people citizenship. Like there's
Yeah.
so many avenues that they can do. And you look at like Coca-Cola, they're a business and all they've done is create an amazing product that everybody wants. And everyone keeps buying their product.
But this is, what was I going to say? This is the other thing with, another question actually that comes through. Oh yeah, but you can't retire in Dubai. So you'd have to stay there and then you have to leave. If you don't have a job, you'd have to, and I'm like, it's like people are still like in their minds 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's how they're looking at Dubai. And it's like you said, you have you've got the retirement visa, the investor visa. So if you've got the money, you don't need to work. Obviously, if you don't, you have to work. But there's other things coming in. And they're really, people seem to think that once you get to a certain age, Dubai kicks you out. Years ago, yeah, it was a bit stricter. You had less visas. But nowadays, so many people can retire here. It doesn't even make sense why they would have that information still, you know?
Yeah. I think that was the thing that was always limiting to the city, because you'd move here and say you worked for 35 years, you'd have an amazing corporate job, you'd get your end of service. And what you'd do is you'd sell your house and you would take your whole package and you just move it back to your home country. So then you remove GDP from the city and from the country. But now, because you can stay, if someone, as a British person now, and I look at like my life over the next 30 years, I'm going to continue to build like wealth in the city. And if the UK stays how it is, I'm never going to go back there.
No way.
There's just no way that's happening. I wouldn't want to bring up kids there.
No.
The ones that go to school there. Like you worry about London as a city because of everything that happens there. But if people keep their money in Dubai, that continues the growth.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the next big play.
And also in the UK, like half the people, and even myself when I was there, I was like, buying real estate, it's never going to happen. Like, yeah, I earned well, I had a great job, I even had my own business at one point, but it's still expensive. And it was like, I can't see how this is going to be achievable in the time frame that I wanted. Obviously, it's a bit shorter than normal. But here, it's like it's easy. They make it easy for people to buy. Whether it's your first time or whatever, it's possible. And so it gives you that more of something to look
Like an
for the
incentive?
incentive for the future, and to be like, I can see I can go somewhere, rather than being like, I'm going to rent for the rest of my life, I'm going to have 20 kids and sit at home. There's possibilities in Dubai.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. That's how I feel being here.
You mentioned expensive. Like, remember the other day we were in the office and you just come back from Amsterdam and you're like, I want to go for like another couple of weeks, and we're looking at Airbnbs. And you sent me one and I was like,
You had no idea Amsterdam was that expensive.
yeah.
Amsterdam is
Airbnb
pricey.
are wild. I was also shocked.
I mean, I can't use the words that I used on camera, but
Is that why the big pause?
yeah, that's what there's a big,
No, they're wild. It was so expensive.
like in a nice area in Amsterdam, like how much are you paying for a 1-bedroom?
Well, now they have the housing crisis in the Netherlands and especially Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So rents are like 2,000, 3,000, up to 10,000 I've seen per
Euros?
month. Euros, yes. And what are you getting? I saw one not too long ago. It was like 2,000 for 30 square meters. That is tiny.
No way.
So 2,000 euros
That's
at the
tiny.
minute is like 8,400 dirhams. Yeah. So you get that's like just under 100k rent a year. Like you're getting like a nice 1-bedroom.
Water
Admittedly, you're not going to be in the
views,
city.
no.
You're not going to be in the city for it,
For that
but
price,
The
but-
biggest difference is that we earn tax-free here.
yes,
So our salaries are generally much higher than they are back in the Netherlands. So I don't understand how people can afford these homes, plus pay all the taxes, water, electricity. You need to pay even for like the garbage. You're paying for everything. I don't understand how people are affording to live in Europe anymore, to be honest.
But they're not. Half the time, people aren't using their, and I'll quote my poor nan and granddad. They don't put the heating on as often,
yeah,
even though they need it. I went back, my granddad had gloves on. I was like, no, this cannot
It's
happen.
bad.
Like,
The situation is bad.
It's crazy that you've worked your whole life, or you're still working, and you can't put heating on because it's too expensive.
yeah. That's why I was moving here.
Yeah.
Like, and don't get us wrong or don't get me wrong. Like, Dubai is also expensive, but
Yeah.
Dubai you can choose. You have from the lower end to mid-range to high to ultra luxury. You can choose how you want to live here. And we earn tax-free. That just makes all of the difference.
But actually, I spend a third less here than I did in the UK. So, and
How?
How? I
Huh?
spend
Yeah,
more, but
Yeah.
I've been here 10
Really?
years, so inflation.
no
but
way.
I
But
spend
I'm
more.
not. I'm
But
not
I
out
earn more.
partying every night. Or are you?
Not anymore.
No, but like it's not expensive. Depending. All right, I do shop at Waitrose, but
Waitrose
that's
is
because it
expensive.
is expensive.
Bougie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
bougie.
I like certain things.
Another sponsor.
Oh my god, yes, or M&S actually, but no. Okay, so certain luxuries, yes, I might live in a nice place or I might buy nice food, but then outside of that, buying cars out here is cheaper. Renting cars out here is cheaper.
Yeah.
Rent is still cheaper than than the UK. And then what else are you doing? Taxis are cheap. Depending where you go, there's so many offers. You go here for lunch, here for dinner. The business lunches, cheap and cheap. So you don't have to spend.
Yeah, you can make it
loads.
as expensive as you want
Yeah,
here.
and I'm not
There are
thinking I'm
options.
restricting, but like if you're not out partying every night, you do spend less. I feel.
Yeah, I think if you're comparing it to London, like you're
Yeah,
from
of course
London,
I'm-
are
yeah,
you?
comparing
From-
to London, yeah.
But like you have to compare apples to apples because like if I spent what I obviously we have the house at the minute we're about to renovate, so I'm in rented. If I spent what I paying rent now in Nottingham,
Live like a king.
I'd be living like a
The mayor.
Yeah,
Do you have
It's cheaper up.
it's cheaper up. Yeah, it's cheaper up north. Well, I mean, we're in the middle of the country, so not really in. The Northerners will be like, he's not from the north, and the Southerners will be like, he's not from the south. Yeah, I'm from the Midlands. But it's like that brings nicely onto the point of like affordability and like what's affordable to people. And I think like usually in Dubai, like most transactions happen between like the 2 and 3.5 million mark.
Yeah.